What's up, guys? So I just want to talk to y'all about becoming the best version of yourself. I'm 33 years old. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a business owner. And, I really want to just take my life to the next level. And, training people and coaching people, it's interesting because I'm trying to help you guys see the greatness that I see in you, the possibilities that I see in you, and help you take yourself to the next level. And, this area that I help most people in is fitness, right? And, a lot of times I realize is that we just get in our own way, right? We psych ourselves out long before we even start to really get into our rhythm, get into our groove, really see our potential, And so one of the things that I always like to tell myself, and I try to tell people is, think about progress over perfection. People have one bad week, one bad project, one bad business idea, right? And it just derails them. As an entrepreneur, like I'm always trying things, doing things, As just watching my clients sometimes, they have one bad week, like, oh, I just feel like I gotta punish myself. Like, no, that's not how it works. Like, let's figure out where things went wrong, right? And let's focus on your routines and processes. So I want you guys just to think about that as like progress over perfection, like becoming the best version of yourself, achieving your definition of success, whatever success looks like to you. Achieving that is going to take time, right? It's going to take time. And that's one of those things that has really stuck with me over time is the idea of progress over perfection. But now let's go, a little deeper, right? When you're really wanting to be the best version of yourself, you're going to have to really look at yourself, have an honest talk with yourself, your character, right? Your work ethic, like who you are as a person, that has to change. That has to grow, right? That has to elevate, right? That has to elevate. You are where you are right now because that's what you deserved, right? That's what you have, right? That's it. People say, oh, I had a crappy childhood, this and that, that I understand, right? We all have our things and we're dealt different cards. But, another point to all this is just extreme accountability and ownership. Like that's another very important part. Like, especially as a husband, right? And a father. But really as a husband, when I started realizing, everything that happens in my house, no matter what happens, it's my fault. It's my fault. It changes the way you think about things. What could I have done better? Did I think about this person's emotions ahead of time, right? It makes you more self-aware of yourself, your surroundings. And you have to become the victor and not a victim in your own story. You have to be the hero in your own story, all right? So you have to take extreme accountability and to realize I'm where I am right now because I deserved it. I deserved it, right? Like everything is earned. Things are earned, not given, right? Things are earned and not given. Right, wrong, whatever cards I was dealt, this is where I am right now because I deserved it. And that mentality of like life starts with me. That's what real boss life is about. The day I remember never forget, and I never forget. I had this conversation, years ago with my dad and my uncle, and my life was in a wreck. My life was just in a wreck. My life was in a wreck. You're right, and I was just like all over the place with certain things, and they were getting on me. I had all this advice and this and that, and sometimes advice is great, but sometimes it can be too much. You got this person telling you this person telling you that, and as a young man, you're trying to figure out the world, right? Everybody's advice is so well intentioned, right? And they give me a lot of good things to think about, a lot of good things to that help me grow as a person. But I remember just thinking one day, you know what, David? Let's look in the mirror. Like, you know what, David? I'm gonna play life my way. Yes, I'm gonna listen to people that are smarter than me, right? I'm gonna take their advice. But what I mean when I say I play life my way is that I'm gonna do it my way in a smart way, because if things work out or don't work out, it's me, right? At the end of the day, I'm gonna take my life to the grave, right? When I die, it's gonna be my actions, and I don't want to be one of those people in life that I often see is that they're unhappy, they're in a midlife crisis because they follow somebody else's plan for their life and not their plan for their life, right? So that's another thing. Like, develop a life plan. You have to work hard now. That's you have to work hard, but you need to develop your own life plan. You know, really write it out. I have notebooks of things from years ago. I just started writing stuff down. And, you know, it's not for reference, but sometimes you gotta brain dump. There's a hidden power. There's a hidden power in writing, right? I challenge you guys, write things down. And there's been so many times I've written things down and I find it years ago and I achieved it. I wrote it, I forgot about it, but the power of writing, there's a hidden power in writing. And I watched a YouTube video on this like maybe a decade ago. And when you do those things, when you really put it out there in the words, magic happens. I don't know how, but it works. Believe me, it works. Okay. What else? I got a little whiteboard right here. Another thing, when you're really trying to elevate your life, right, become the best version of yourself, you have to reprogram your mind for success. What do I mean by that? You know, the public education system, you know, they don't give you the mindset to win. They don't. You know, sometimes your loving family and parents, they don't give you the mindset to win. They don't. They give you mindset to just coast through life, to make it, right? To just get a check, to be an employee, you know, and there's nothing wrong being an employee, but it's the kind of mindset that they give you, right? And for me, I had to reprogram how I thought about things, how I saw the world. You know, I realized like there's people out here playing a whole different game, and I'm very far away from where I want to be. But when I look back, I've come so far. Like a lot of these lessons I had to learn on my own, right? Reading books, watching YouTube videos, you know, a lot of introspection. So like, you know, now that I'm older, just, you know, I'm imagining myself talking to my 18-year-old, 19-year-old self right now. And I hope this video finds you well. I hope I'm not too all over the place with things, right? But just take tidbits out of here that help you, and I promise you, like, these are gold. All right. But you have to reprogram your mind for success, like how you think, how you work, your reason behind you do certain things. Like audit yourself, audit your mind. You know, and when it comes to auditing, you know, you're gonna have to audit your friendships, audit your relationships, right? Really, when you start getting around between 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, like you'll start realizing, start paying attention, okay, like, is this person around me having a positive effect on me or a negative effect on me, right? And honestly, that should continue through life. Like, you need to just be aware, you know, of that. And not saying I'm better than anybody, not saying that this XYZ might be bad, but, you know, like, at the end of the day, like I said, when you die, it's your life. Right? And you have to do that, man. Like, you have, if you have a goal in mind, right, you have to do that. Birds of a feather flock together. Like, if you're hanging around people that are overweight, out of shape, not doing anything for themselves, if you're hanging out with them, you're gonna be the next person. Right? Just like if you're hanging out with people or surrounding yourself with people that are elevating, doing different things, learning stuff, you know, that being in shape, being fit, you're gonna eventually become one of them. Their thoughts, their beliefs, their habits, their patterns, it's gonna rub off on you. And sometimes you might get stuck in that weird in between phase to where you don't have anybody on either side, or all you have is your negative, right? If that's the case in your life where all you have is negative, then guess what? Separate yourself, right? My uncle used to always tell me, separate to elevate. Sometimes you have to separate to elevate. And I noticed like that's a transition period. Like, you know, it's okay. It's okay. You need that transition period sometimes. We refine yourself, relearn yourself, you eliminate distractions, and that period is made for you to focus, honing your discipline, and that period is building you to become who you said that you wanted to be, right? It's helping you become the person you said you wanted to be. Some people get that loneliness, they can't deal with it. They can't sit down with their thoughts. They turn to other vices, drinking, video games, women, pornography. Like, you have to be able to sit down with yourself and be honest with yourself. All right? Because guess what? You are trying to elevate your life, right? So you have to do those things. All right. Let's see what else I got. We already talked about that. Your success or failures are your fault. You know, I guess extreme accountability, extreme ownership. Once you do that, that will take your life to the next level. Your mindset, it will take you to the next level. Another one. This one applies for so many scenarios, guys and girls, but be kind, not nice. All right? Like, be kind, not nice. You know, what do I mean by that? Being nice is you're too caring of other people's feelings that you put yourself to the side, right? You don't want any conflict. You don't want to disturb the peace, right? You're just, okay, you're just so go with the flow area. Well, I don't want this person to feel like. That's very important to be that way, to a point, right? And the reason I say that because as you go through life, if people realize that you are nice, they will manipulate you. They will use you, take advantage of you. As you become more successful, as people start seeing that you're changing, you're going places, you're doing things, they will try to tear you down and bring you down. Misery loves company. If you are too nice, they will bring you down with them, right? And sometimes you need conflict. Sometimes you have to like, hey, F that, I'm gonna hurt y'all feelings, but guess what? I'm doing my own thing, right? Sometimes you have to tell people the hard truth about certain things, right? And the hard truth might not be nice, but you can still say it in a kind and respectful way. It may hurt their feelings, but that doesn't mean it doesn't need to be said. All right. What else? You know, there's so many things I can go and talk about. I'm just dropping random things here. Just little things for y'all to ponder. Things that helped me over the years. I took some key points. I didn't really follow the structure that I had planned. But, you know, I hope some of these things helped. If there's anything that you would like for me to elaborate more on, let me know in the comments. So along with my fitness stuff, I want to start dropping, like, also talk about mindset stuff. You know, I do a lot better in a dialogue versus a monologue. Kind of like now just talk to the camera, right? It's still kind of new to me. But no, let me know, guys. Let me know. So hope this finds you well. Be great, guys. Focus on becoming the best version of yourselves. Do not let anything stop you. Do not. It's a constant battle. It's a constant fight. Life is like lifting weights. Life is like the gym. You know, that 185, 225, that 135, whatever, those weights don't get lighter. You just get stronger. The challenges of life don't get easier, right? You just get stronger so they feel easier. All right? So, you know, that mindset helps me understand people struggle. Like some people are some people are just stronger than other people in certain areas because they dealt with it more. Maybe they had a certain help, X, Y, whatever. But just keep that in mind, is that just the same reason you're in the gym, working your physical muscles, make sure you're working your mental, emotional muscles as well. Your discipline muscle, your focus muscle as well. All right, so be great, guys. See you in the next video.